Craziness going on in sports right now. Who better to talk to than my man? Come on, Rob Parker, one of my all-time favorites, FS1, TV, radio, newspaper. I don't know, just the man of the hour. What's going on, buddy?
Mr. Leach, what's happening? Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to chop it up with you. You know that.
Rob, it's, you're one of the greats, and I'm just grateful to know you, especially this crazy time. And I want to start with something that's even crazier than usual. What happened with our man Tom Brenneman last night? The homophobic slur. I mean, we all make mistakes, Rob. That was bad.
It was bad. Tom Brenneman is a friend of mine. You know, I work in Cincinnati. I know his dad, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, Marty Brenneman, real well. When I came to Cincinnati, those guys took me in. So I know Tom. I have his number. We text once in a while. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I know him and I don't know him. And he's a great guy, and I don't know what he was thinking. The thing that bothers me the most, Dan, is that forget about the hot mic, all right? Everybody says, oh, the mic was on. He didn't know.
Right.
You shouldn't be saying that stuff.
Never.
What are you doing? Like, you're in public and you're saying what you just said? I just think that, and in this day and age, it's not going to be tolerated. I don't care who you are. It's not going to be, certain things are not going to be tolerated. Ask Matt Lauer, Billy Bush, you know what I mean? And the list goes on and on and on. Just recently, I read where the producers of the Ellen Show, because of the way they treated the staff and stuff, they got ousted. I mean, we're in a different new world order, Dan, and Tom Brenneman, unfortunately, right now, Fox is moving on without him on the football, but I don't. And the Reds, him returning to the Reds next year, I don't know.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It is a crazy time, but we all make mistakes. You should never be saying anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see what goes forward from that. But you spoke about this being an insane time, and Rob, you and I have talked about this a lot. Sports bring us all together, and they're so important right now. But I think that it's really kind of breaking hearts. I've said this from the beginning, Rob, about college football. I know that people want it worse than ever, but you look at what's going on in the world right now, and I didn't think there would be college football. I don't think there should be right now. Am I being too narrow-minded? Because I know that we all care about safety, and these kids taking away a chance to have a senior season, all that stuff. It sucks, but we can't play college football right now, can we?
No, I don't think you're being blind or not tone deaf to what some of the I'm ashamed of some of the parents, to be honest, that the NCAA canceled Division II and III football. All of these other things have been canceled, all the other sports. And then think about this, Dan. The Olympics have even been canceled, yet they really feel entitled that they should get to play college football. This ain't right. The pros. The pros are a totally different animal where you have grown men making millions of dollars. This is their profession, and they got to work through it. But to put college kids in harm's way, we saw what happened in North Carolina. They opened up school. They invited everybody back. 5 days in, they sent everybody home because they had a horrific outbreak.
Yep.
And then here's the other part. The schools have the nerve to say that they're sending kids home to do online, but the football players get to stay. I mean, aren't they a part of the student body, Dan? I mean, and Jim Harbaugh and Nick Saban,
crazy
guys, again, disgraceful to me. You know why? Because if these kids come down with something or get damaged years from now, they won't be there. They won't be there to pay the money to these people to help them get medical benefits. They'll leave the schools holding the bag because they wanted to play football, coach football. And I just think in these times when everybody else has had to sacrifice, Dan, everybody, why in the world does Division I college football think that they're better? And it's because of this, the scratch and the money they're going to make from network time.
Bingo. And listen, as I said, and you and I both love sports. I mean, it brings so many people joy. We know that it's needed right now. It's
we all
crazy
want college football, right?
But
we all want it.
Right, but you can't. You just said such an important thing that I've been saying for a while. we know the student athlete, the student part of student athlete, Rob, has kind of gone by the wayside, but they're still student athletes. Most of those guys who ever sniff the pros aren't getting paid off, all that stuff. But they're still students. And to say, oh, we're not going to have on-campus classes, but why don't the football players come? Basically, why don't they just say, you know what? We're not going to have on-campus classes, but since the football players make us tons of money, you guys can come, risk yourselves of getting sick yourself or giving it to a grandpa or a coach or, a team doctor, whoever it is. That's the evil dollar, Rob. It's too much sometimes.
It is, and that's the part. And if you ever want to make a case on why college athletes should be unionized and have representation, they act as if they're regular students, a part of the student body. But the actions of the SEC and some of these other conferences tell you they're employees of the university. And those are the only people who have to go to work are employees. How in the world could you ask a 18, 19, 20-year-old kid to face that and play football? We don't even know what the ramifications are. And I just think it's disgraceful.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, listen, I am so glad I was wrong about this. Last time we talked, I felt no baseball. Maybe they start, maybe they don't finish. We'll still see about that.
I told you they would be.
You were right. You're always – listen, I know a lot. You know that much more. And I'm a soothsayer, and you know even more than me with that era too. The Squatch. But I've been wrong about basketball, hockey, and baseball, and I'm very glad. What are your feelings on how the sports have been so far? Are we going to finish all these? Because obviously it's great having them all back.
Yeah, I think we are. Even baseball, I mean, people look at some of the cases, but there are 30 teams, Dan. Only 2 have had the outbreaks, right? So let's be honest. I mean, you could go, oh, the Marlins, oh, that's horrible. Or the Phillies, oh, that's terrible. I mean, the Cardinals, oh, that's terrible, those 2 teams. But instead, the other 28 teams have been playing every night and been able to get through it. If you follow the protocol and do what you're supposed to, there's a good chance that you'll be able to get through this. So I think that all the sports will be finished. It'll be interesting to see with the NBA when family and friends are allowed to join the bubble. And that's coming up after the first round of the playoffs. So that'll be the next test to see, how secure the bubble is. It's been secure so far. Knock on wood, no positive test. So, but once you invite more people in, there's always that chance.
And by the way, your old team there, the Mets just announced 2 tests. Their games got postponed. Is there a number that if 3 or 4 more teams get COVID, baseball could shut down? Because you're right. The NBA model is working brilliantly. They're in a bubble. Baseball players are not. There's way more players on the rosters. Do we think, I know baseball means so much to you and so many of us. If there's 3 or 4 more teams Cardinals like, are they going to have to shut it down?
I don't know. It just depends on. To me, when you think about it, I know the 2 teams look bad, but in reality, the 2018, to try to put 30 teams in a bubble like the NBA, it's just not feasible. There are way too many more people involved, numbers-wise, players, bat boys, equipment managers. Do you know what I mean? Like the numbers are just way higher. So this is what baseball figured that they could do if they do the right thing, do the testing, and players, don't go out and go crazy and hang out on a town like the Indians pitchers.
You mean get chicken wings at strip clubs? Chicken wings at strip clubs, that's normal.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this, though. I've been to Magic City. It is a landmark in Atlanta, and the chicken wings, Dan, as good as they get. And no wonder Lou Will had to go get some. And their kitchen, I know people go, oh, yeah, right, he's going for food at a strip club. The food at the strip club in Atlanta, Magic City, is top shelf.
What's funny? Yeah, and I've heard that. It's funny. I'm not a big strip club guy. I've been to many, but it's not my bag, if you will. Strip clubs have amazing food, like 4 or 5-star food, some of the nice ones.
Absolutely. And they have a big takeout business. There are a lot of people who don't stay for the action, Dan, but they'll go get a carry-out meal because the food is that good. That kitchen is featured by itself, almost separate from the strip club.
A dance and a donut. You can't beat it. Rob, you're a very busy man. And I thank you so much for your time. I got a couple quick things before we go, and something really important I want to bring up that means a lot to you and I personally. When you look at the NFL, And, the NFL is going to do what the NFL wants to do. It's not like even like baseball or the NHL or Major League Baseball or hockey, definitely not college football. I feel like not that they don't care per se, but there's so much money, TV rights, radio rights, player salaries, all that stuff. Do you think that even if like half a team, like Brady and his offensive line or Stafford and the whole running back group all get COVID, is the NFL going to try to push through no matter what?
I think so. You see some teams are trying to get fans in the stands. I mean, it's a money maker. And
Sure.
A lot of the owners just want to make money, and they're not. It's because it's the here and now. A lot of them don't care about what's going to happen down the road. We saw a number of players opt out completely, and I don't blame people, especially if they're compromised situations, at home or parents or grandparents or newborn kids. You know what I mean? I get it. I would be fearful as well. And nobody knows. There's a quarterback, where is it, at Georgia State, who just came down with some heart issues related to COVID. So we don't know, Dan. We don't know all the answers, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. And
beautifully said. Speaking of safe than sorry, Rob, you're one of my favorite people for many reasons, but you're one of the real good guys. I mean, you pure heart, someone that has always been kind to me and inspired so many. And I want to make this not a sad thing, but a happy thing, because I wanted for a second here before we go talk about our good friend Jamie Samuelson, who recently passed away. Obviously, I know you've known him for a long time. Jamie's meant so much to me since I was an intern at Fox 2 with Dan Miller. And I think that when I said, make this a happy thing, he inspired so many people. And he's in many ways like you with a kindness that I feel like his legacy can live on for us forever. And on his way out to a better place, he did this great thing by telling everyone to get colonoscopies. So I just wanted to give you a minute to let everyone know what your thoughts on Jamie Samuelson, his incredible life, incredible career were.
And as you know, when we started the Fan, WDFN, in 1994, Jamie was one of the originals along with me, and he did the updates, the final hour of our program.
Yep.
Me and Stoney, we had a show called The Odd Couple. Jamie did the updates, so I saw him every day. Got to know him as a young guy before he got married, had 3 beautiful kids and the whole 9 yards. And we always had a connection because Jamie and I were both baseball guys, baseball elite. He came from the Bay Area, loved the Giants. We always talked baseball. So we always had that special kind of kinship through baseball. And you're right, one of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. And I always remember he used to imitate me. When I was back in '94, I had braces on. And so it was all new to me, Dan. So when I would laugh, I would cover my mouth because, I had these braces on and I didn't want everybody. So I would laugh and I would go. And Jamie used to see me go.
I can see him doing it now.
It was very, very funny. So we will miss him. And they always say the good die young.
Yeah.
But we will never forget him. I mean, he made a mark in Detroit. And, we're all blessed and a little bit better that he was in our lives.
Yep, and that spirit of legacy lives on through people like you, for forever. So, kudos to you, and obviously rest in peace to Jamie. Rob, you're one of the hardest working women in show business. Let everyone know where they can hear you, see, obviously do The Odd Couple with our old friend Martin Weiss filling in the other day for Chris. Where can everyone see it? I heard he did a great job, right?
He did a really good job, Martin. So he's progressing nicely here. But The Odd Couple, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday on Fox Sports Radio, Sirius Channel 83, and the iHeartRadio app. So you can get us on those 3 ways. Of course, FS1. I'm on Undisputed and The Herd with Colin Cowherd. I write a column once or twice a week for Deadspin.com. I'm also an adjunct professor at USC. And last, I have a couple of books out. If I'm writing, I'm ripping. You can get it at Amazon.com or Tales of Rob Parker's Urinating Mouse. That's also on Amazon.com. And there's some Fox Sports gear if you're into it. You can go to GetRob.com and click on Shop, and there's all kinds of stuff. Right now, we have a 20% off sale for the rest of the week to celebrate Fox Sports Radio's 20th anniversary.
Amazing. Do it today. GetRob.com. And Many people do many things. You do many things very well. I love you just in life, but I can't thank you enough for joining us, Robin. I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
Always, Dan Leach. Stay well, my friend.
There he is. Come on, Rob Parker. Appreciate it.